Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Hiya Toys Exquisite Mini Robocop EM208 2-pack. These figures are actually packaged on the card, but they are set inside of a box also. So the box, we have the Robocop logo at the top, a big, very large window box. You can see the figures in the actual card back. At the bottom, we have some warning for choking hazard small parts. Recommended for ages 15 up, as more for adult collector. And on the bottom right, we do have the Hiya Toys logo. For the top of the packaging, we just have Robocop across the top. For the bottom, we have Robocop across the bottom. And for both sides, there's really nothing to see there, just a little bit of the window box on the front. There's the other side. Here's the back of the box. At the top left, we have those warnings for choking hazards and age recommendation, which we've talked about already. We have a nice image from the movie. We have Robocop logo across the center. We have the Exquisite Mini claim, which is a new standard setting series for 1/18 scale, featuring super articulated action figures under Hiya Toys. We have Hiya Toys logo information there. Their social media following pages for Twitter and Facebook, if you want to follow them on their social media. Then we have the MGM, which is the all rights reserved, who owns the rights to Robocop, AUPC, and these are made in China. So let's go ahead and slide these out the packaging and see what the card back looks like. So here's what the card back actually looks like. It's kind of silly to have two packaging, I guess, in my opinion. Well, on the top left of the Hiya Toys logo, on the right we have those choking hazards, and we have the same age recommendation again over and over. We do have a hanging piece there in the center, Robocop logo there across the top, the clamshell of the two figures that you can see through the box, but that's pretty much it. And down in the very corner we have the EM208 nameplate. Now for the sides, top and bottom, there's nothing to see. It just decided clamshell, and it's pretty much it. Now for the back of the card, it's pretty much the same information again, but we do have two product images of the actual robots, I guess. You know, the same information at the bottom that we've seen on the back of the packaging, so we're not going to go over it again, but at least you can see what the card back looks like if you decide to take it out of the box and just use the card back for your displays for you carded collectors. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get these guys out of the packaging and let's take a look at them. So if you're interested, this is what the card back looks like behind the figures. A lot of it's blocked from the stands and the figures, so give you an idea what that looks like. There's that nameplate. So behind the stands, we do have these little clamshell holding 6 guns, so be careful you guys don't lose those when you open up your packaging. They're located right behind the stands. Alright, so here's our EM208 robots. I must say my first impressions were, I was surprised at the overall silver paint that was on them, because a lot of the product shots, you really couldn't tell, you know, how they looked. And they sure didn't look like they were going to be so, have so much silver painted on them. And then when I removed them from the packaging, I did notice that they were kind of fiddly. So basically what that means is the joints are looser than we would expect from Hiya Toys, with their, most of the time, the history of stuck joints or painted joints. So let's go and take a look at him. Take a look at that head sculpt. Pretty nice. A lot of sculpt work there. I do like the way the overall head sculpt looks. Kind of looks like a pretty menacing assassin droid, in my opinion. Do like these. Just the overall images of them are pretty cool. There's some black here, some silver throughout. While we're back here, let's take a look at the back. You can see the silver paint on the back and the back of the arms or shoulders. It's really good. A lot of sculpt worked in there. It's really hard to tell with it being just a lot of black. The chest, a lot of paint, really nice. So it looks like there's some weathering there, or it could possibly be a defect. Some paint here, a lot of sculpt work there. You can see the arms, Hands are painted really nicely. There's the side of the leg. We have some silver knee pads there. The feet look really, really good. It's the back of the lower of the figure. Okay, so let's get a couple more shots of this guy in a different pose. Try to get him as close as possible so we can look at all the nice sculpt work and paint and features this guy has. I mean, his legs really want to move around a lot, so hopefully that's a good thing and not a bad thing. So I guess the real playability for this guy is going to be his arms. I noticed he has an open section here. I think that is for weapon storage. You can see that. But you don't get any instructions with the figures at all, even on the packaging, to show you how to attach a pistol. And they have them on both arms. So we'll have to dive into that and see which ones we want to, which ones fit there. So you do get a total of 4 guns per robot. There's 2 in the front and then that tray I showed you. But we'll get to the accessories here shortly. So like for the materials, they don't feel too hard or too soft. I actually feel like not a Hiya Toy product actually. So for the articulation, the head rotates 360, and there's a ball joint in the chest that just popped out. So it's a very small connection. That's a little stiffer than the neck, so the head does rotate 360 around the neck. I don't have to heat anything; they feel pretty smooth, but because of the neck joint there, you can get a side to side, back and forth. For the shoulders, we rotate 360 pretty smoothly. See this pad here? It really is going to hinder your ability to raise your arm. Grab a hold of it, and it kind of goes over the top of that back piece. You kind of got to maneuver it over. So that's about all they're going to do for raising it to the side because of that piece there. And it might be removable, but I'm not wanting to break figures. So we have bendable elbow. We got 90. We got 90 on this hand. And since these are open like that, they feel pretty flat, pretty thin. So the wrists rotate 360. Looks like they're just on a peg. There's no extra joints at all because there's swappable hands out for the gripping hands. So there's no like in and out or up and down on them. So we have the waist articulation here. That's, yeah, it's a 360 all the way around. No problem. And then we have a waist swivel here, 360 also. So the legs will raise up about, they sit really good. They kind of fan out when you get too high like that. So you do have that separation here in the legs. There is a rotation. It's not really. It's more up in here. These round cylinder parts there that really what the legs do, almost do like a thigh rotation. Nothing there. The knees are pretty firm, and they look to be single jointed. I believe so. These are single jointed knees. They're not double jointed knees. best that I can tell there. There's no articulation in the shins. You can see the pin there. It does raise up. They do pivot down. There's no 360 either. So there's definitely a little less articulation as you probably would expect. Seem a little fidgety, like they bop around a good bit. Something like you would get from Hasbro maybe. But overall, it's not a bad figure. You kind of got to find a happy medium between, like, you know, if you want stuck joints, you want joints that flow. That's tolerances. It seems like they're just a little too loose, but yeah, it's okay, I guess. She could find like a happy medium in between, like the loose and then the too firm. But here are both of the robots. They are exactly the same. The articulation is the same. It is, you just get two the same figure. It's just basically like a, you know what? Maybe not. What? Oh no. What's going on here? His arm is different. Why is that sitting so far back? Does that spin? Yeah. So there is a rotation at the bicep right here. So that's nice that we found that out. Yeah, with these figures, you do so many reviews, or if you collect them, you're just kind of like very hesitant to, you know, get to move too many parts because you don't want to break them. I mean, they are nice figures, but playability is definitely the issue for them. So that's cool. They actually, well, I might have to get the stands out here. So let's take a look at the stands. So we have like it's like maybe the precinct or the street maybe stand. I don't know what they're going for. Some kind of flooring, I guess. And there's our two H&I brackets that's already stuck into the stand. That's different. So you get two of those, and that's simply, oh, you get two on this one too. Just stuck in there. So if you want to connect them together, just got to pop that out. And well, I guess the flooring don't match. And you can just put them together like this. Or you can have them side by side. You know, whatever you want. I think we'll do that for our purposes here in our video for a review. So you can put them on the side. It's funny how some of these are tighter than other. It's almost like the tall, it's just so different. I think they'd be the same. But these are definitely two different stands. Okay, so we have pegs on the bottom of the feet. Let's see how well that works out for us. It fits perfectly. Alright, so here is the gripping hands. So pair here. You get two sets of these, for one set for each robot. And I probably should have see how well this is going to work out. Look, I mean, I can't even tell you how small that is. So I'd use, you know, caution. I mean, that's I think that's so small. So we definitely want to swap them out. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and see if I can get these hands to fit without breaking that extremely small pin. Alright, so I tried for the last 5 minutes to get this gripping hand on so we can demonstrate some of the gripping of the weapons and see how well they hold it, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the diameter is too small, but that peg is a micro peg. So it's so thin, and every time you put any force on it, it wants to bend upward for this particular arm. Anyway, I don't know if there's paint inside here because it has silver there, but I put more force than I'm comfortable with on it, and I'm going to have to probably spend some serious time trying to get that out. But so we're not going to do that. Or at least you know you have the alternate hands, you have these flat hands, and it doesn't even look like that one wants to go back in. See how that bends down? If you've seen that or not. Yeah, there's something hooky with these hands. But anyway, let's take a look at this weapons feature in the arm. So you get 4 of each of these guns. You get this little guy. You get 4 of those, and then you get 4 of the smaller ones. Try to get it to where you guys can see them, but they're quite small. I don't know if this is just my set or not, but I'm having no luck with these. So that's pretty much what they are. So I was taking a look at this. There's a little notch right there, and then there's like an opening here on the bottom. So I was trying both the weapons. So they don't seem to want to sit with the hand grip upward in there very well. If that's the way it's supposed to go. Like I said, there's no instructions. Kind of, that little gun might fit in there. Can't really tell. All the black, I guess. Kind of hide it in there. And then if we try to fit the larger one, for example, because they're both the same arms, the grip is way too big. And then, but you can kind of put it in there with the grip hanging down. Like I said, this is ridiculous that there's no instructions, because, and that kind of fits that way. See if I can get some light or something. See how that one kind of fits like that. And then this one kind of fits upward. Not sure if that's the way it's supposed to be. But you can't reverse that one, but let's see if we can reverse this one. I guess I can't hold it that way. So for extra pistol storage. It's a nice play feature, but they stay in there pretty good. So, yeah, so I'm going to call it quits on this video, because we pretty much looked at everything that we get. We reviewed the figure, the accessories, the playability, the quality, I guess. I'm not going to give a recommendation for these. They look good. Playability right now is questionable, in my opinion, because of the way the hands are, and then trying to figure out which way those weapons go versus not how they're supposed to be. And like I said, mine's very fiddly in the packaging, which I don't know. So that's our look at Robocop's EM208. Kind of a little disappointed. I mean, I like the way they look. If you're going to put them on a shelf, figure out the weapons. You can, they look good in display. They won't look bad. But you have some nice dioramas, you can just throw them on there. They look really cool, but that's about it in my opinion. Like I said, there is play. I'd use general play with these. But hope you guys enjoyed this look. This is an unboxing, and this is a true, I'm not, paid by anybody to lie to you about quality of a figure to get you to buy it. And so this is a real review that says, okay, this is my experience, and this is what frustration I got. This is the overall issues I had. You've seen it here first. So hopefully you enjoy this type of video, because it's, you very rarely get, this much frustration with the figure. unless it's broken. But don't forget to subscribe if you like this channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and comment down below if you have any questions or comments or anything you would like to add if you have these in your collection, and help us out and find out what's going on with them, or how the weapons work, whatever if issues that you've found. And then we'll see you in our next review.